Well, what did you eat today, bro? Or what do you think about the weather? Do you like Disneyland? You know, man, I've been in a lot of spaces, man, where I've unfortunately had to endure dry conversations, man. And you all know what I'm talking about. These are the conversations where a lot of words are being said, but nothing is being said at all, man. They're the kind of conversations that some people manage, or at least it appears that some people manage to like them, which I kind of highly doubt those people who look like that, but that's a whole separate question. But yeah, man, these are the kinds of conversations that they get very old after not that long, you know what I'm saying? Especially if they continue on for days on end. I mentioned this on this channel before, but my freshman year of college, for people who go to Hope, I worked at the Klets market. And the number one reason why I stopped working there, bro, was because of the kinds of conversations I was having with people. And no disrespect to them, you know what I'm saying? These were great people who, you know, to a certain degree, I guess I did enjoy being around, you know what I'm saying? I did have legitimate conversation with them from time to time, but a lot of the conversation we were having, bro, was just straight up like every single day on a daily basis was about topics and just a whole bunch of nothing, man, to be completely frank. And I'm not saying I have not done this either, you know, I don't think it's my personality to generally do this. I've done this as well, so I'm not trying to come off as a hypocrite. But yeah, some people just do it to a degree where it's like, it almost becomes a part of the self, you know what I mean? But yeah, I remember working there and like I remember talking to somebody about Disneyland once, and then a second day and a third day and a fourth day. And Disneyland's cool. I mean, I've never been to Disneyland, but sure, it's a wonderful place, bro. But it was just very shallow conversations. And you know, the ones that kind of like annoy me the most are the shallow conversations related to family, you know what I'm saying? When people start talking about their family members, but it's like in some of the most shallow ways ever, you know what I'm saying? My brother is this tall, he goes to this school, this is like, bro, come on, let's actually talk about something of substance. What I've learned, man, and what I'm really trying to get into this year, you know what I'm saying? I think I've done decent at this, but I'm trying to get into it more, is to not waste a whole bunch of my time engaging in this, you know what I mean? Again, like there's a place for introductory level type of conversation, but if that's all you're talking to somebody about, you know what I'm saying, like, is that conversation really worth it, bro? Especially if it's someone who you see on a consistent basis, maybe someone that you might even consider a friend, maybe. If the conversations are only shallow and you're not really getting anywhere, man, is that something that's actually worth your time, bro? Like, is there a legitimate connection being built there? In my experience, you know what I'm saying, when I've had those kinds of conversations with people long term, the answer is no, bro. There is no relationship being built there. And I think a lot of us, when we're in those conversations, we're uncomfortable, you know, when they continue for a while, and we kind of fear drifting away from that kind of conversation and going into something deeper. But something that I've learned, man, is that it doesn't hurt to try. It's better to try and talk about something deeper if you feel comfortable speaking that with that person than to be suffering in that conversation, man, because that's what it be feeling like sometimes, like you're suffering in those shallow conversations. A lot of people wonder, well, how do I do this, you know what I'm saying? How do I bring up something that's a little bit more intriguing, something that we can actually relate on? But yeah, that's where I think, like, if you're gonna ask questions, you know, in these surface level conversations, ask meaningful questions, you know what I'm saying? If your intention is to eventually have some kind of relationship with this person, ask meaningful questions. Ask questions that will bring forth good conversation, you know what I'm saying? Not just questions that are going to bring forth dry conversation. And again, I recognize that a lot of this is easier said than done, but if you're like me and you're someone who like does not enjoy these kinds of conversations all the time, then the effort of at least trying to get a little bit deeper is worth it, you know what I'm saying? Because would you rather deal with like the pain, I don't know if we can call it a pain, but the uncomfortability of shallow conversation all the time, or try to level up that conversation? Like, it's up to you, man. Because yeah, man, I've just grown to realize, I mean, I think I've always known this, but it's been emphasized even more in the recent years, that those kinds of conversations, man, they're just not worth your time, you know what I'm saying? And that's anybody. I'm not just speaking for myself, I'm saying for anyone, you know. There's just like many times a kind of fakeness in those conversations that I don't know, I think I'm getting allergic to, man. It's those conversations where like both parties clearly know that the topic at hand, neither of them really want to talk about it, but they're just talking just to talk. And that's another thing, man. I don't want to like drift too far away from the topic of this video, bro, but like sometimes not speaking is better than speaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't always have to talk, bro. I think a lot of the times, bro, like, we talk just to talk, just to have something to say, because we don't want to endure like the awkwardness of silence or the uncomfortability of being next to someone that we don't know that well and just being silent, or we feel that it's appropriate to talk because we see other people talking. But nah, bro, you don't have to engage in shallow conversation just for the sake of talking, but you don't have to do that, man. I think when it comes to actual legitimate conversation, it's all about connection to the other person. You know what I'm saying? If you can accomplish that, bro, by having straight up shallow conversations, I'm sorry, bro, but I don't think that's realistic. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, look for a kind of depth that's gonna bring you relationship to the person, if that's someone you're looking for long-term relationship with. Because, man, these shallow conversations don't cut it, man.